Hello everyone, this is Sarah Marie with SM Fitness, Dance, and Wellness, and an update. Finally, I feel like I'm gonna say finally every time I do a video, but here is an updated video since my program build video. Y'all, I am expecting, which is crazy. I was not expecting that, but here we are. I am currently 23 weeks pregnant, and that is like the biggest update, like summarizing the whole thing. I'm pregnant. I'm gonna go over the breakdown of this video so you guys kind of know what I'm doing in this video. Yes, it's an update, but it dives a little bit deeper than that. So just an update, general story of what I've been doing since finding out I am pregnant and between the last video I dropped and today. What is pelvic girdle pain and what my journey was about, how I experienced and am experiencing that, what I intended to do with my program or with finding out I was pregnant versus reality, a quick vent session which kind of like meshes together with what I just said before, my current goals, and a quick pregnancy update if you just want to know a little bit more. I will have these timestamps so that you guys can just kind of click through each chapter. Okay, let's get to the story. So I dropped my program build in the beginning of April. Surprise, found out right after that I was 6 weeks pregnant. So I built a whole program not knowing that that program was going to be like null and void. Anywho, built the program, posted that video. I'm 6 weeks pregnant. A few weeks after that, I hosted my first dance cardio class, which was a success. I was 10 weeks pregnant at that time, and basically, like leading up into that class, I was having some annoying discomfort, annoying pain and aches in like my sacrum on really both sides, I want to say, like my butt pretty much. But it wasn't enough for me to like be concerned. I just thought, oh, maybe it's a weakness, maybe, you know, a muscle imbalance that I have to address. It hurt the worst, or I noticed the symptoms more after working out, after dancing, and after stretching. So I did my dance cardio class. Fantastic. Thank you everyone who attended and supported me during my first drop-in class, but it progressively got worse after that. Like I gave it my all, 120,000% into that class, and my body was letting me know I did way too much, and yeah, I was gonna feel it. After the class, I started limping more. I started not being able to like walk, not being able to bend over, transition. So going from like a seated position to a standing position, getting in and out of a car, getting in and out of a bed was painful. Like it was the worst. I was down for the count for like 2 weeks, could not even work. What I do for work as far as physical therapy assistant and massage, I was out. And then after 2 weeks, went through that, which was horrible. I came back to work, but it was still like a sad sight. Bless my coworkers and my patients that they had to see me do that. I was still as slow as a snail. I still couldn't bend over. I needed help with like everything, but the pain wasn't as bad to the point where I was like crying. Going back to work, I still couldn't work out or do any form of physical activity besides my job for about a month. So there was just no way that I was going to bend, like do hinges, do squats, do anything that was outside of my job because I was already pushing it while doing my job. So I was out for a month. I was out until, I want to say, from week 10, that's after the dance cardio class, up until week 14, 15, something like that. That's when I was like, you know what? It's time to do some form of exercises to kind of help rebuild what I lost during those few weeks or that month. This regimen was extremely intentional and individualized for me. It was hip stability, very gentle, very small hip mobility exercises because I was so tight from tensing up because of the pain and not being able to move the way that I normally do as a dancer. And then deep core exercises because being pregnant, my core is going to be compromised in some way, shape, or form. So I want to make sure that I maintain that deep activation awareness that I may lose, or it just may weaken a little bit or just be a little bit different because of my growing belly. Honestly, at this point, I'm not sure if this video right here is going to be posted before that regimen that I did because I can't do the breakdown videos right now because I'm hurting again. Either way, I will have the link in the description when it does drop. Okay, so I'm doing my small workouts, my personal regimen to kind of rebuild what I've lost due to this instability. By week 17, I was back to dancing, which I was really, really excited about. I was a little bit slower. I needed to mark a lot more. I needed to modify some things, especially like dropping it low. Can't do that anymore, but that's okay. Feeling good all the way up to week 20. Week 20, I was ready to go back to the gym. I was like, let's go, husband, let's go to the gym. Let's see if I can touch a bar. Let's see how heavy I can lift within reason, y'all. Please don't think I'm about to lift like 100+ pounds. But I was just ready to challenge myself because I felt stable and strong. Not because I got sick. So I got sick, okay? It was not the flu, it was not COVID strep. Like I did all these tests to see what was going on because I was just getting sick and getting worse. It was the common cold. But when you're pregnant, obviously your immune system is a little bit weaker and then you can't take certain medications. So I was just like riding this bad boy out. So no gym for me or dance. All that being sick, all that being sedentary, got my hips unstable again. Yay! Not. And we've made it to the present, y'all. I am 23 weeks pregnant right now, and my hips are unstable all over again. It is not to that severe level, thank goodness, as the first trimester, but it is affecting me to where work is becoming really hard. Sometimes I just can't do what I do as a physical therapist assistant, and that is a little bit frustrating. And then of course, I cannot go to dance or work out. As I make this video right now, you see I'm sitting in a chair. When I get up, it is gonna hurt and it's gonna take like 5+ minutes for me to actually stand up and move away from this chair. So that is how my journey is going with this. Now you have a quick run through, a quick story time, if you will, what has been happening since my last video drop and today. Okay, on to the next section. I moved my microphone onto my shirt because I have to somehow finagle this big textbook. But what we are going to talk about is what is pelvic girdle pain, what is pubic symphysis disorder, and how it pertains to pregnancy. So pelvic girdle pain is instability of the joints of the hip bone. So I'm going to try to bring this huge book over here. So this is your hip bone, and everywhere that it connects, and I'll show you another picture, you get instability in those areas, and that causes a whole slew of symptoms. Discomfort, straight pain, you get weakness, you have difficulty doing certain things, maybe just sitting for a long time, transitioning from like sit to stand, or like getting in and out of a car, difficulty walking, you can get popping and clicking, you can get all sorts of symptoms and they range. As you can see here, this is the hip bone with the ligaments and then your femur, so your big old leg bone that attaches to it. All of this becomes unstable, and some of the pain sites that you can experience will be in these areas. So yes, you get a whole lot of things going on with pelvic girdle pain. Pubic symphysis disorder is like underneath the umbrella term of pelvic girdle pain, and it is localized to the pubic symphysis instability. So right here, oh yeah, you get some instability in this localized area when it comes to pubic symphysis disorder. How does it apply to pregnancy? So all those hormones, relaxin, which is the culprit, it helps relax the ligaments, the soft tissues, the joints, the muscles to prepare the body for the growing baby and childbirth, and that can sometimes cause instability in the pelvis and the hips and give you some of that pain. The most common time where individuals will get pelvic girdle pain is during the second trimester or the third, but that is textbook. What I mean by textbook, meaning that is kind of the general, the common. That does not mean everyone will get that, because your girl right here got the severe pelvic girdle pain in my first trimester. It hit me like a freight train, like I'm telling y'all. Did my dance cardio class, was fantastic, and then was down for the count for like really down for 2 weeks, and then down for the count as far as doing any activity that I used to do for a month. I spoke to my OB and she said, yes, you just got the luck of the draw. A lot of people get it later on in their pregnancy, and then you just happen to get it in the beginning. Hopefully, things will get better for you in the second trimester. Third, it's a toss-up. So for me, first trimester was completely horrible with that. Second was okay until I got sick, and then I got it again. We will see in the third trimester. When it comes to my personal journey with pelvic girdle pain, again, hit me like a freaking train in the first trimester. Got nausea, not bad, like not bad nausea at all. All I ate was pizza, and I was able to eat it without getting itchy or like my stomach hurting really bad, which was fantastic. The super negative was just this instability in my hips. I also wasn't even like raging, having crazy emotions. The only emotions I was having was really sad because I couldn't move because I was hurting so much due to this pelvic instability. Like I said, it hit me really hard the first trimester. How it felt for me was, again, just annoying. This was like from the last video that I dropped to the dance cardio class. It was like annoying in my sacrum and my bottom area. Annoying, but not enough for me to like stop doing anything. It was just like an ache, or, you know, oh, I think I'm pinching my sciatic nerve just a little bit, but you know, I know what I need to do to fix that. And it only happened after dancing, after working out, and after stretching. After my dance cardio class, that's when it went downhill. I started limping like right after I taught that class. I went out to eat with my husband because we were celebrating because I did that thing, started limping. Then I couldn't walk. Then I was like, I can't go to work because I can't treat patients right now. I can't even take care of myself right now. So for me, it was like the pain amplified, like 8 out of 10. 0's no pain, 10 is hospital time. And I like to tell my patients 5 out of 10 is when you have to modify due to the pain. I was at 8. I was crying, I was stuck, like trying to like stand up from this chair or whatever, or get out of the bed or anything. I would get stuck in between, like stuck at an 8 out of 10, and I just couldn't move for like a minute. I was freaking out, like I'm stuck. If I just drop, I'm gonna explode or I'm gonna scream. If I try to move forward, I'm going to explode or I'm going to scream. So it was just severe pain. I will say for me, my sciatic nerve was involved. So it was my left side more than my right, like a little bit of my right, but my left was like on fire. Freaking pain. 8 out of 10, not 10 out of 10, that's hospital time, but 8 out of 10 pain. And it went from my bottom, like the sacrum that you guys saw, it went from the left side all the way down my leg to my toes. The severe pain lasted for about 2 weeks, and then like the 5/6 out of 10 pain lasted for like a month. I want to say one thing, usually, okay, again, textbook, your sciatic nerve or any like nerve involvement, if you will, especially shooting down the leg, isn't like pelvic girdle pain. Can it be involved because the body is connected? Yes, but not everyone gets the sciatic pain or any, you know, shooting down the legs. I was just lucky during my first trimester, I got pelvic girdle pain and it affected my left sciatic nerve. When I returned to work, again, I was like slow as a snail, needed help from everyone, could not bend and pick things up. It was kind of sad because I'm over here trying to help people and like I needed help myself. So I could manage my pain, again, like 5/6 out of 10 pain, but I definitely wasn't like back to normal. Like I could work out, I could work barely, but I couldn't dance. I could not do anything but just do my best at work, use the knowledge that I have for when it was time for me to rehab my body, I will, and just kind of get through it. Then we fast forward, like I said, I was able to then implement some light exercises. The pain was pretty much, it was gone. I'm not even gonna say pretty much, the pain was gone. I got a little bit of rubbing, if you will. I don't know the right word, like a pinch. This is the best like explanation I can give you. Like in my sacrum, the sacrum and ilium, the two bones that connect, it felt like a rub, but it was doable. It was just like an ache and an annoyance, and kind of scared me because I knew how bad it could get. But I was able to dance, I was able to do everything. One thing I was not able to do was like deep stretch. I was able to stretch again, but not as intense as like a dancer would. So that's one thing I held off, but I was able to do everything. And then once again, Once I hit that 20-week mark, I was like, it is time to go to the gym. Like, I can do exercises. If I can do funky movements and angles with dance, I can definitely exercise at the gym. And then I got sick. So being sick, again, being sedentary for like a week or two, I'd say a week, if you will. The symptoms that I'm currently having, like to this day, as I'm talking to you guys right now, is now my right side instead of my left. So again, the sacrum, where your tailbone pretty much is, I'm getting that rubbing and that like heavy pinching, like 7, 8 out of 10 pain on the right side. It's not going down my leg, thank goodness, but it is enough for me to, you know, I don't get stuck as hard, but I get a little bit stuck, like I stutter a little bit. I'm waddling or limping again. I'm not dancing, I'm not working out, and it is affecting my work. Another new thing that's happening, I replaced the sciatic nerve with pubic symphysis pain or disorder, whatever you want to call it, but I'm getting, I don't want to say pain. I want to say soreness to the crotch bone, if you will, and then like my inner thighs are so sore, as if I did like 100 like leg squeezes. It feels like every day I did 100 or 200, and I'm so sore and weak. So every time I get up, it's like shaky. I'm not sure if it's visibly shaky, but that's how it feels inside, which is new. It's new, and it is what it is. So that is my personal journey, my experience when it comes to pelvic girdle pain, and then just a quick overview of what pelvic girdle pain is and pubic symphysis disorder is, and how it pertains to pregnancy. So the next section, this one was rough because it ties into the vent session as well. What I intended to do, finding out I was pregnant versus reality. So finding out I was pregnant, again, right when I posted that video of my program build, a few days later, like a week later, I found out I was pregnant. I was 6 weeks pregnant at the time of that video. So everything that I wanted to do as far as losing weight, as far as, you know, hitting certain strength goals, that was out. That is null and void. We cannot do that. The last thing we need to do is lose weight while you're pregnant and then trying to lift like 100 plus pounds when it comes to like squatting and things like that. So what I wanted to do was make a program for my pregnancy journey. That's what I planned to do. So what I did was I revised everything. I was gonna show you guys, but it ended up not working out, which we'll go through in a second. But my goal was to just tone my arms and legs within reason, do a lot of hip stability exercises, hip mobility exercises to prepare for birth, maintain my core strength or awareness as much as I can given the changes that my belly is enduring right now. And obviously continue to dance, continue to work out, record everything. So like do this whole perfect my pregnancy workout journey where I did like first trimester exercises, second, third, postpartum. I was like, perfect, we're building my business and I'm pregnant. So let's just, what is that word? Kill 2 birds with 1 stone? That's aggressive, but you know what I mean. Just like hit everything right on, because why not? Well, that didn't work out because of the pelvic girdle pain. So that's what I intended to do. In reality was a chunk of my first trimester, couldn't do anything. Little bit of my second trimester, I could dance again, and here we are right now where my hips are unstable again. So I am not dancing, I am not working out, I'm really not doing anything. I cannot do anything that I said I wanted to do. So that is the reality of it. The pain when it comes to my hips, it's extremely inconsistent. So like today, I could not work. Like today, I could not do what I do as a physical therapist assistant and a massage therapist. No way, no how. I'm sitting here recording because that's the best I can do, and I'm going to get up like hurting because I'm sitting for a long time. But the day before, I was able to walk, I was able to clean the house a little bit, light cleaning, nothing crazy. And then the day before that, I was in even worse pain than I am today. So the pain is very inconsistent, and that does not allow me to adhere or to be disciplined with a program that I build. So this kind of ties into a quick vent session, if you will. So that was my intention versus reality, if you will. And for me, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, that was hard. I went from dancing, working out, creating my program, building my business, and having that confidence to actually, you know, present my business to you guys, to not being able to move anymore, not being able to do anything for myself or my business. And that was really hard mentally. Again, I expected to be all like super cute, pregnancy workout, pregnancy journey, watch me work out. No, none of that happened. And I, honest to goodness, don't see it happening the way I would like. Will I be able to do some things? I think so. But as far as, you know, building my business, giving you guys all of the pregnancy videos, prenatal, every trimester workout, all that good stuff, it's just a no-go. I don't think it's going to happen. And that was really hard for me to accept, honestly. Sometimes me, myself, and I know a lot of us are so hooked on social media, this obligation, especially as like a fitness, a personal trainer, anybody in the fitness industry, dance industry, anything like that, you feel obligated and pressured to like have this look, this aesthetic, this vibe, just have everything put together. And especially like, I feel like being pregnant, I see a lot of beautiful individuals, they're able to do everything. Now, granted, that's what's being posted. I do not know the reality of it, but that's what it's being perceived as. Everyone's able to do everything from first trimester all the way to postpartum. And for me, that's just not happening. First trimester, out, completely out. Second trimester, went downhill, and I'm really not sure about the third. But I feel like we get this pressure from having to be some form of perfect, when in reality, it is not that. We are all so different. Some people are blessed to be able to move the whole way, and some people just have to take a step back, allow life to happen, allow life to be built, and kind of just sit and enjoy the ride, if you will, whether it hurts or not. And I have to look at myself in this camera. I have to watch this video when I post it and look at myself in the mirror and say the same thing. Everyone's pregnancy is different, and that's okay. And I'm saying that to myself, but I'm saying that to you guys who may be watching this video as well. Again, it was a vent session and then like a reality check, a gentle reality check for everyone, that if you are pregnant right now, if you are currently pregnant and you can't do what you used to do, or if you were like, I'm about to do this fitness regimen, wellness regimen, health, nutrition, whatever, and then it just like gets tossed out the freaking window because pregnancy is real life, baby, that's okay. Give yourself grace. My patients, I hear this every day I go to work. Give yourself grace, because you are doing the most right now. You are building life, and that is a huge blessing. So I want to say that to you guys as well. This is my vent session, and this is our reality check. I always say to myself, if I'm unable to like go somewhere like say Disney World or something, Disney World will always be there. When it's time, it's time. The dance studio will always be there. The gym will always be there, okay? The groceries will always be there when it comes to meal prepping. I'm saying that to you guys as well. If you had a goal and it is just, you know, stopped, stalled, just not right now, it will always be there. So when it is time to get back, it's waiting for you. That blends into, what are my goals now? What is my plan? Honestly, my plan is whatever my body allows me to do. I'm no longer going to make any goals as far as like strengthening, toning. It's just not going to happen. And that's the reality of it, and I'm okay with that. My goals is to just build. I say build, I know, I don't know, that just might be sci-fi, but grow, build a strong, healthy baby. Give myself grace. When I have good days, utilize them. When I have bad days, listen and respect the body. That is what I plan to do right now. And we are wrapping up to the final section, which is a quick pregnancy update to document this journey, because wow, y'all, like for real, I'm pregnant. This is my first baby, okay? I'm 23 weeks. Baby is 1 pound 4 ounces. She is a little girl. She is in the top 63rd percentile in size. I will always toot that because listen, I'm short. My husband we're a smaller couple, if you will. Like, he's not 6 feet. I'm not 5 feet. So we're a smaller couple. So it's just really funny to just hear that my baby's like in a bigger percentile of size. I am very curious to see if she will even out towards the end. She is strong, y'all. I can feel her kicking, moving already. I can see it on my stomach when she hits hard enough. I can already see it through the stomach. I try to get videos, but it's a little bit hard. She is being showered with gifts from my family, from our friends. She is so loved already. She is going to be a winter baby. So I will put a picture of my belly, of me with my belly out, so you guys can see how I look at 23 weeks. It is growing. It is growing. I look forward to seeing like the big growth happen, because I'm at 6 months. My baby's all, 1.5 pounds almost. When is this gonna happen? So I look forward to that. One thing or two things that are like markers, if you will, I'm finally getting that little line underneath the belly button. And then of course, I live in Florida, so I get a little sun kiss. So now you're starting to see how white my belly button is, because my belly button's changing. I need to go to the beach or the pool to fix that, because that's a little weird. But that is my pregnancy update. And there you guys have it for a short/long update since the last video that I dropped. Comment below, what was your struggle during pregnancy? If you had pelvic girdle pain or pubic symphysis disorder, and what helped you? Don't forget to follow this channel, follow my other social media platforms, like this video, and comment below. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, bye.